Hi, I'm Bo. I'm a photographer based in New York and Seoul, and this is the BTS of how I've been preparing for my first ever solo show in Korea. And you should come. I divided this process up to 3 different points: what to show, how to show, let them know. So the first chapter of the process is obviously deciding on what to show, which means what is your exhibition about. Usually photographers have a series that they've been working on, but I had to work a little bit differently because I am showing a body of work that I've been producing from the past 3 to 4 years. So what that meant basically is that I had to work in reverse, go through all of my archives and find a common thread that resonates with my life and what I believe in right now. A lot of readings, a lot of reflection on myself, and then I found an article written by Mariana Ortega called Home Tactic, which means perceiving home not as an idealistic place, but through various community, love, and familiarity, finding a home that fits best for you at that moment. I deeply resonated with this concept because I myself have been living abroad in America for the past 11 years, and I had a really hard time thinking about the concept of permanent home, so I thought this was the perfect theme that summarized the concept of my work. After you land on your theme, you're gonna start selecting some work. The gallery actually presented that I make a photo zine going along with the show, so I simultaneously selected my work by making a draft for my zine and seeing which photos worked best. And personally, this process was extremely helpful. When you are faced with a clutter of photos, it's gonna be really difficult to see a bigger picture, and based on the selection I was able to narrow down a lot of photos and show the narrative of how finding home has taken different shapes for me through my life in New York. So after I selected all of my works, I actually created a mock-up of the gallery space based on the architecture blueprint that they had. I know a lot of people use this 3D modeling. I'm just a little granny, so I need to see things in front of me, be able to interact. So then I came up with this article by Pinup Magazine showcasing Wolfgang Tillman's show. I love how he spreads his images almost like you're entering a actual physical space instead of just being in a gallery looking at works in one-dimensional manner. And so I basically tried the same thing. From the selections printed out all of my photos in various standard frame sizes. I cut it up, made it into a little sticker, placed it on the wall until I found layout that worked best with the space. So after you've done all of those work, congratulations, you're now entering the how to show phase. How to show literally means how do you want to show your work? How are you going to print your work? What paper are you going to use? What frames you're going to use? I worked with a local print shop here in Korea. Shout out to them. They have helped me so much throughout this process. So at the print studio, they helped me rescan some of my work so they are best quality to be printed out large size. We got rid of a lot of dust and scratches from my previous scans, added some grains to the works that I don't have negatives to. Print studio helped me decide on which photo would work best for mine. I personally went with Ilford Pearl, I believe. So after we were done with going through all of my files and making sure that everything is in the best quality, he made some sample printings for me, which is what you're seeing in the background, and double checked everything looks good. So while you're working on the printing stage, you also want to think about what works you want to frame. Frames are really expensive. I'm showing a lot of different works, so I only decided to frame 17 works in total. The printing lab also has a frame vendor that they've been working with for decades, so I decided to go with a white wooden frame with white glass. The regular glass has a little bit of a blue tint to it, and white glass doesn't have that color distortion. And yeah, requested for all of the deliveries on those pieces, and we're good. If you're still here, congratulations. You are almost done. Now we're entering the final stage called Let Them Know. Let Them Know, as you can guess, is all about promoting your exhibition and letting people know that you're having a show. With all those beautiful works, if no one comes, such a shame. So then I went ahead and created some promotional visuals. Promotional visuals can be posters, Instagram posts, brochures, and many, many more. Poster, I think, is pretty straightforward, but I will say make multiple versions. Make different aspect ratio versions of your work that is going to work with story and reels cover. I think that's 19:6, Instagram post 4:5, and an actual printed poster. You know, those are up to you. Brochure is a piece of paper that will be in the gallery that tells you who you are as an artist, so an artist statement, what your work is and what your show is about, the gallery information. You can also put your contact there. I decided to go pretty simple and yeah, print all of those out. So now let's talk about invitations. I decided to have a opening reception on the first day of the event, so I created some guest list of friends and families that I wanted to invite, also some industry people that I followed on Instagram that I've always admired that I wanted to have a chat to. I think it's really important to put yourself out there and reach out to people that you may not know but you're inspired by, and maybe there will be new friendship and connections that comes out of it. So don't be shy, reach out to those people that you love, and maybe they'll come, maybe they won't. And closer to the day, I'm also planning on printing out a smaller size poster and just spreading it out in cafes and bookshops that might have people like me who would be interested in my work. Tedious works, but I think it does pay off. And since I haven't installed my work yet, I'm gonna keep the installation part pretty short, but think about some creative ways that you want to install your work. There are so many different ways that you can explore. I highly recommend in all of these process you look for a lot of references and you do a lot of researches on how other people have created their shows. I personally love using Arena and Pinterest. If you're interested, I can link my mood board. You could also use the sheet stickers to do a wall text, which I think really elevates the quality of your show. My space is a little bit tiny, so I'm skipping on the wall text and just putting some visuals on the glass door and using brochures to explain my work. Also, think about little things like playlist. What kind of food and drinks do you want to provide for the people that are coming to your event? I think this is the part that you can be extremely creative and have a lot of fun to curate a space that goes well with your own work and also you as a person. Thank you so much for watching this long video, and yeah, have fun. I've had some up and down days. I've cried through this process. I have learned a lot during every step of this preparation, and if you're in Seoul during the end of April and beginning of May, please come. I would love to hang out. I will be there every single day except on Mondays, so come by whenever. It's in the heart of Seongsu. We can grab coffee together, we can chit chat. So yeah, really excited, glad that I can share this process with you all.